up, Birdie Nation?
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Blue Collar Birdies, the podcast where the greens are real, the struggles are relatable, and the players, of course, are anything but pros. We're here to talk about all things golf from the perspective of everyday folks just like you and me who love the game. You know, whether you're out there to shave a stroke, survive the sand trap, or just have plain fun out there on the course, this is the place for you. My name's Field. Alongside me, of course, as always, is my brother and my co-host, Cody. And today, we're going to go over some basic rules and the points of etiquette about the game we all love.
Yeah, so if you ever wonder if your ball lands in a divot, what to do, or if a guy
All the
keeps
time.
talking to your backswing, what is the proper etiquette and rules of this lovely game that we play? And we're going to get into that today.
Yeah, right on there, man. You hit the nail on the button. So many things, you get into uh, first little bit of playing golf and trying to figure out uh, the do's and don'ts. That's what Cody's talking about that we're going to share with you today. But real quick, guys, just want to encourage all of y'all. If you like the show, if you love the show, if you hate the show, let us know. Let us know either way. Hit those subscribe buttons, hit those like buttons. We're trying to come at you on all the social media platforms, and that just helps get our word out there to you guys. Make sure you always are the first ones to see it when the news episodes land, and then of course that helps us to get it out to new people just like you and I, who love the game of golf.
Right. And we're just about everywhere. Facebook, TikTok, X, just about everywhere on that. Same thing with podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast, we're out there.
Yeah, right on, man, right on. So just man, let's just jump right into it, Cody. What do you say?
Yeah, man. I feel this. I feel better this go round, man. Last one, as the name goes, we're blue collar guys, man. We always
Yeah, man.
working. The energy was a little low. We put in some hours. I feel excited
Yeah.
about this one, man. I got some energy for this one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm right there with you. After Turkey Day,
We
we
got
got our
some
bellies
fuel,
full,
man.
man. Got some
Yeah,
rest,
ready to
and
go.
the balls beat up on Vandy.
They
It's,
sure
it's
did.
a good week, man. It's a good weekend,
So,
man.
and
It's a
not
good
to cut
weekend.
you off, but if anybody's listening and you want to catch our prior episode, go check
Oh
that
yeah,
out. That was balling on a budget. And in that, just give you kind of a brief uh, rundown of what was all said there. We talked about starter sets, package deals where you can get 13, 14 clubs in a box set. We
yep,
talked about, whether you want to build a set, how these price ranges for beginners and more advanced players, how all this goes along. We talked a little bit about some ball selection and just a few other stuff like that.
hmm
Twilights, rates, and I don't want to spill all the beans if you ain't listened to it yet. So if you haven't listened to that, please, I encourage you to check it out. It was a good episode. There's a lot of information in there that may help a new golfer or somebody that's been playing a little bit longer. But I highly encourage, if you're listening now and you ain't listened to episode one, go check it out.
yeah, man. Good stuff, Cody. Good stuff. And yeah, it wasn't our strongest energy for sure. We
Ooh.
have to think a lot more, but I do feel like there's a lot of good info in there. Uh, so yeah, if you get a chance, go back check it out. So diving right into it, Cody, I think you want to hit rules first and then hit the etiquette stuff.
Yeah, because I think, as most of us are, I'm sorry, I'm over here getting everything pulled up. Most of us, I won't say average to blue collar guys, us, a lot of times you out there with the boys or with your wife, you ain't really paying attention to rules. You out there having a good time. So, I think getting ready for today's pod, well, the hardest thing was going back and reviewing some of the rules. Some of them, a lot of them I knew, a lot of them I didn't know. Just kind of breaking down what would be, rules you may need to know as the average golfer.
Yeah,
And ones that
yeah,
are interesting too, right?
yeah. Good point, man. Good point. One of the things I came across that popped up in my mind first thing was when can I, as I'm playing a hole, when can I pick the ball up? When can I touch the ball? And of course, maybe not obvious or not so obvious thing is once you reach the green, you are allowed to mark the ball. Now we talked about this before in the DYI thing. You can mark it with a T. You can mark it with a quarter. Whatever you got.
Yeah.
Cracker. I think we talked about. You know.
Patrick
Well,
Gilmore, he takes that cracker and just sits it down on
yeah, cracker, man. Whatever you
it.
got, throw it down there.
Better hope it ain't raining that day. The cracker
Yeah,
gets
your
on. What
your
time do you
bottle
see?
top, whatever you got. Set it down there. You pick your ball up, and you can clean your ball. You can line it up. A lot of balls now, especially if you go ahead and mark it, you put a line on it, kind of help you with your putting adjustment. You can, you know, do all that stuff. You know, and then the other time is, let's say, Cody, we're on the fairway somewhere, and or maybe we're in the rough and we can't really tell. Maybe a couple guys are playing with some top flights, but you don't know if that top flight's yours or not, and you can't really see your markings or anybody else's markings on it. You can do the same thing, mark where the ball's at, pick it up to see, okay,
Okay.
yep, that's Cody's, and put it back. Um, Other times, as far as moving your ball, like if what do they call it, Cody? When is it called course improvement or something like that? When
Like course under construction or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like
you
whether
can take
all
relief off of that
relief.
without
You can
taking
take
penalties.
relief. Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
good deal, man.
And I
So
know
that was
what I was gonna go ahead. Didn't mean to cut
I
you
was just
off.
gonna say that was my first one I had. What you got, man?
This one kind of I didn't know a lot about, man. The player leaving the flag stick in a hole.
Hmm.
You can leave the flag stick in to help slow your ball down. You can actually hit your golf ball off the flag stick and go in, and that can count. It can kind of save you, but you have to announce to the other players and your caddy, if you're lucky enough to have a caddy, you're that good. Before you putt, that the
Okay.
flag stick is either in or out. And then once you take it out, uh, the it can't if it's laying in the way, you can't use it to bank your ball off in the hole. As we all it all comes in our
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
We're like, hey man, but you can't do that. That
Or
is a
or
penalty, and it will be a stroke added.
now let's say if I wanted to lay it down parallel to my line, can I do that?
I believe if the
No, no, no. You
ball
can't do that. You can't do that.
touches touches the flag, it's a penalty. And I can tell you, let's say your caddy, if you're saying, hey, he's going to pull it out as it gets close, if he
Yeah,
leans or pulls or tugs for your advantage, that is a penalty too.
yeah,
So if you're putting and your buddy leans on the flag stick and that it doesn't really count.
yep. 100%, 100%.
So that
So my my rule number two that I got is you cannot. Now, if you're buying a box set, you probably will be right at this number. Or if you're piecing clubs together, just know you cannot have more than 14 clubs in your bag, including your putter, including your putter. Now, sometimes it is. We've went out there and just threw all the clubs we got in there just to have them, but you cannot
for
play with more
Yeah,
than
so if
14
you're going to
clubs.
play at your local golf course, scramble or whatever, technically you can't have no more clubs than that.
Yep.
You can't
And
put that old trusty club that Field has that was made in 1975, old
hey,
wooden
man,
four hybrid that's got a grandpa shaft in it. You can't
dude,
pull
that's
that
that
stuff
Sam Snead special, dude. That's some good stuff. That's two hundo straight down the middle every time, man. That thing
out
is
every
beautiful.
time. That's what happens when you get
Um,
that grandpa swing.
hey, I got that great gray hair, man. Get that
You
great
got that
grandpa
gray
hair.
hair. You got that gray hair.
The other thing with the clubs is so 14 clubs, and you cannot share clubs. So if we were going down the fairway and Cody said, "Ah, my 7-iron broke. Can I borrow yours?" Nope. Now he couldn't hit mine anyway because I'm a lefty, but can't do that either.
If I could, can't. You're not supposed to do that. So
If
if
you
you
could,
and your buddy go, out playing together and you're both right-handed, hey, you can't play no
Ain't,
can't play
ain't
no
nobody
round.
looking. Yeah.
Yeah, look the other way.
So that was my number two. Code, you got another one for us?
Uh, I do know. So I got some pulled up here. It said waiting time to see if a ball overhanging the hole will fall in the hole.
Oh
So maybe
yeah.
you put one close is close. If any part of the player's ball overhangs the lip, the player is allowed a reasonable time to reach the hole. 10 more seconds to wait to see whether the ball falls in the hole. If the ball falls in the hole in this wait time, the player has hold out with the previous strike. So that was something I didn't know. I didn't know
Yeah.
what the
Yeah, I have
time
seen that
was on
on
that.
there.
So
You
that's
know the
something
theory
for me.
about that, right? You know what you got to do, right? So as you're walking up to the hole, you figure out which way the shadow's going to hit. And so you want to make sure as you approach the ball, you approach the ball to where your shadow is going to hit where the ball is first. There's something about this shadow theory that makes it roll on in. Something about that. And then you saying it though, Cody, the other day I saw on, I don't know, TikTok or something, where a guy walked up to the ball, wouldn't go in. He tried the shadow thing, wouldn't go in. And then the Joker jumped up and down. And you cannot do that. Cannot jump up and down. And it finally went in, of course, but yeah.
I did see the guy. I did see the guy. The ball was like that close from the hole, and he walked up, bent down, and farted, and it went in the hole. So I don't know. That was on TikTok. I don't know
That's I think
how
it's one of
legal
those
that
gray areas.
is.
It's one of those gray areas. You know,
You
it,
really
it,
put.
bodily function, it
Yeah,
counts.
I mean, whatever gets
I'd
you a birdie,
I'd give it to you. I'd give it to you if you did it.
whatever gets you a birdie, man.
Go on and get it, bro. Go on and
Yeah,
get it.
go ahead, go ahead.
Let's see. Number three for me is conforming and non-conforming balls. So there is a company out there, and there's a couple others as well, but the big company is called Polera,
Ooh,
and
son.
yours truly has had bouts with terrible slices, just terrible. And so I bought me a dozen of these balls, and they ain't cheap, but man, they work. They work. The way the ball is, it tells you to line it up on the tee a certain way, whichever way you want the straight, for the ball to go, and that's the way it goes. It's
Yeah,
crazy how good they work.
but they do
But
suck at putting.
do what now?
They're not good for putting. They're good off the
No,
tee.
they're not. They're not.
Iron,
And even off the tee,
irons are good.
the way the spin is on them and stuff, you lose a lot of distance. But just to get out there and play with them and just as a novelty, it's pretty cool. But just know you can't use non-conforming balls, um, any type of like scramble or tournament play or anything like that.
I will tell you for the listeners who do struggle a little bit with the slides or whatever, Max Flat straight flies. For some people that may not know, that is a conforming ball that is completely legal to use. It
Yeah,
will fly straighter. I promise you. Now I'm not saying you can't slice one. If you're like me and you hit that right slice, if you still hit it off the toe, it's gonna go right. But
yeah.
off-centered hits, as they claim, it will fly straighter. I vouch for them, and they are a long ball. If you're a long hitter, I can generally hit the ball fairly decent in length, but it will fly straight and far. It's not like those other ones. I forgot what you said they were
The
called, but anyway,
Polaris.
the players won't fly as far. I mean, we figured that out quick. It's gonna go straight, but it's maybe 200 yards, smashing it.
Yeah, yeah. And with the straight flies too, they make a matte version, with the colors, your orange, red, green balls, and then of course they have the regular. I don't know what that cover is made out of, but the white ball. Now the it seems to me, now this is just one guy. It seemed to me the straight flies that had the matte covering flew straighter, but they performed a lot worse on the green and around the greens compared to the traditional white ball.
I don't know. You know my feeling. I guess I may piss some people off. I don't like mat balls. I think just for overall playing, and not to get too way off topic, I'm sure eventually we'll talk about this. I don't think they're good around the greens, and I don't think they're good to putt with.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm with
really
you
think
on
they're
that.
that great. I don't really think they're great off the tee, but I see where some people like them. I see the colors and whatever. I mean, nothing against colored balls, so to speak. I think the matte finish is just it's not the best for your average golfer or for really anybody. There's a reason you don't see pros playing matted balls. I mean, it's just don't.
Yeah, I think there is advantage to him off the tee. I do think there is an advantage to him off the tee, the matte finish. I don't know if it's like stickier to the face. I think the spin is a lot less coming off of the tee, but then the trade off is you have a lot less spin, off of your irons and your wedges, compared to your more harder finish ball. Cody, you got another one for us?
Yeah, so and this may be common knowledge. I don't really know, but if you play a course, penalty areas are defined as either red or yellow that fix the player's relief options. So,
Hmm.
if you hit into
Like
a
whether it's
penalty
OB or out of bounds
ROB or
or
whatever, it will be
yeah,
marked either red or yellow to let you know. So that's maybe something more for your newer golfer that's getting into golf. Maybe you're like, man, why is there red flags everywhere around here? Well, that's what that means. It's
yep,
OB, man. Those are
yep.
penalty areas. You're gonna have to, if you hit in that area, you're gonna have to take a drop. And we're not really gonna get into all that dropping ball because some of that stuff, there's a lot of
It's a
subsections.
lot. Yeah,
It's
it is.
it's something you probably need to sit down and study if you're thinking about playing any professional level anything in golf. But just for
Or
the
just
average Joe like us,
yeah, let's say two guys wanted to go out there and they wanted to play, they wanted to play a dollar a hole or something. You want to know the game, you want to understand the rules for the game to be fair and competitive for both persons.
yeah, I
So
agree. I was just
it's
saying,
an advantage. There's an advantage to
if
that. But yeah, I
for
know what you're
most
saying.
average players like us, a lot of times we try to follow the rules, but we're here to have a good time. So if you're OB, yeah, you're going to take a penalty, but hey, man, your ball went out right here. As long as you don't advance the ball, you drop it right here. I don't care. But if
Yeah,
you're playing tournament for money, you're playing at your local courses, tournament day, scramble, you need to follow the actual rules. So you might just want to read up and brief yourself on that before you do something like that.
yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, another one for me. The tee box area, the tee in area. How do you navigate that? So once you decide which tee box you're going to play from, now the very back, the back tee boxes, the farthest away from the green, and you got your most forward tee boxes, the closest to the green. Whichever one you choose to tee off and hit from, you want to make sure that when you place your ball down, it is directly behind those two markers. So if I got two markers like this, I want to make sure my ball is right behind that. And then the other thing with that is, and we have a funny story with this. This is the tee boxes are the only place you can actually tee up a ball. That's why it's called tee boxes. And funny story, man. One of the first few times me and Cody was out, we was at what Cody calls the old goat track there, and we had made it to the fairway. I think we was on the back nine, man, maybe an 18,
Yeah,
and I turn around and I see my brother-in-law just tee one up right in the middle of the fairway,
and just
on the back,
smashed it.
and I didn't know no better, man. I was completely new to the golf world. I thought that's what you do, okay, you know. But I couldn't find out you cannot do that.
Yeah,
you
you
can.
cannot do that. And,
I
and
went out,
was
but it
so
was
funny
fun.
about all that. It was one of the funnest times we ever had when we first started out because you didn't know no rules. So somebody was like him, he played around golf. And Phil may not know this. One of his buddies like played Division One golf, so he like obviously he knew the rules, but he is he's there for a good time. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
care less about the rules. We're just all hanging out having a good time. And he would do
It
stuff
was.
like that all the time. I'd be like, man, you can't just tee it up in the fairway. And he said, yeah, I can.
Yeah, sure, man. Whatever.
And he
Throw it
hit
up.
one the green.
Crack it. Crack another one open. Throw it up there.
Oh Lord.
Um, and then I wanted to hit on real fast. You talk about balls going into out of bounds areas or hazard areas and stuff. Let's say you think you know where your ball bounced into a hazard or even into a group of leaves or whatever, tall grass. You have 3 minutes to be able to search for your ball by the legality of it. After that, after those 3 minutes, if you haven't been able to find your ball, then it's considered a lost ball, and you have to go back and replay it.
Yeah,
Um,
and that's something that, I didn't really. I mean, I knew you had a certain time. Of course,
the
if you
time limit.
follow
Yep.
the golf world, I didn't know the exact time limit. I do know they had a certain time, and that the players could come to the senses and say, "Hey, man, I think your ball went here, so you can take a drop in this relative area." Uh,
Yeah, Cody, you're right about that. And I don't remember if it's like considered one of the local rules. There are, and that's the other thing too. Familiarize yourself with the golf course's local rules. Sometimes they can have some different stuff going on, but I think that is a thing, especially like in fall golf and stuff, when you got a bunch of leaves and stuff blowing, and it would really slow down the pace of play. If you and the guys playing with you say, "Okay, yeah, we know it fell in this general area," you can just hit from there.
in some courses, and I'm not going to name this course. Not that it doesn't matter because a actual a college plays there, a
Hmm.
Division One college golf team plays there. Anyway, they do have, and I forget what hole it is, and Phil, you'll know because we've played out there together. But if you hit the ball into water, they do by definition of that course have a rule that you have to drop behind the pond. You remember seeing
Yeah,
that? So
yeah,
like
yeah, and I,
you do
you
hit it
know,
on the, you have
yeah,
to drop right there.
yeah,
That's local
yeah.
course rules.
Yeah, and you'll see that on the professional tour a lot. They'll have like a little circle area, that they've sprayed with paint or whatever. The guys, if they hit it into the water, they take the drop inside that
Yeah.
circle area. Um, I think I have one more, Cody. I was going to share. Um,
Go
let's
ahead.
say you find let's say you find yourself in the bunker. You're on the beach. What do you do? Well, one, don't panic. You can get out. But two is when you go to swing, you can't ground your club. And what that means is on any other time you can allow your club head to touch the ground. But in the bunker you can't do that because from what I understand the rule is you can't to try to figure out like how soft it is, how much bounce you need to give to your club. That's the only time. And when you take the club back, if any sand goes flying, you got to take a stroke. You got to take a penalty. Um,
And yeah,
go ahead.
and that was something I didn't. I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't really know. We've been playing golf for a while,
Hmm. Yep. That's
but
why you always see those guys like in the tour. They get in the bunker and they take those practice swings and they got about that much space
I
above
didn't know
above
that.
the sand stuff. Yep. That's why.
That makes sense. But to lead on to that for a little history today, a lot of people don't know this, or maybe they do. Some may not. Used to, you couldn't ground your putter on the putting surface. You know,
That's right.
like a long time ago. Uh, I don't really know the rules and about why that was. I guess I don't know. It was one of them unspoken things. I think from the best I can remember.
You have to like chip up and over the ball if you.
Yes, yes. So like now, if a ball's in your way, we mark balls and then you can put over it. No, back in the day, you didn't get that. You had to chip up over. And I
and
think that
and I
was really before the USGA really got a hold of things.
Yeah, and I think it was a penalty. Like if you hit the other player's ball, I'm pretty sure
It
it was a
was a
penalty.
penalty. Hmm.
Um, what was that movie that Shia LaBeouf was in?
Oh yeah. Oh man. Any other time, if you would have said anything.
But that was part of the sequence. I remember seeing that where you had to like pop it over the guy's ball.
Mhm. That's a good movie too. I can't think of it.
It's a good movie, man. There's a lot of good golf movies out there. That's a good one.
Happy Gilmore
Um,
is the best,
I mean, hands down,
hands
hands
down.
down, man.
He should have been standing there.
I had to hit it off of Frankenstein's foot. Got to play it where it lies, man.
Oh Lord, what a guy.
Yeah, that's a good one. Um, well, I think that pretty much. Does you have any other rules, or if not, we'll hit it on to
No,
the etiquette portion.
yeah, I think we just need to dive into etiquette, and I think this is the most important thing for any golfer,
Yeah,
new golfer, experienced golfer. Look, not unless you're playing on PGA Tour, a lot of these rules most people don't even follow. I can't tell you. You can talk about people playing scrambles, and they're like, "Hey, man, I don't know," at local courses, but I do think the etiquette is a very important thing.
yeah, very much so. And a lot of it, Cody, is common sense. A lot of it's common courtesy.
Right.
Now, sometimes, like we alluded to in the last episode, you told the story about the guys coming up on us. Um, after some guys get a little loose, a little juiced up a little bit, sometimes
Yeah,
that common courtesy isn't as nice. But for the most part, you know, the game is a gentlewoman's game. You know,
very much so.
and most of the time, people respect each other. I would say.
Yeah.
Um, But I think first and foremost is safety. I think safety in the golf game, you wouldn't think that, oh, you're just hitting balls around, but you get an 18-hole course that's full of people, and there's these little tiny, what'd you call them the other day, Cuddy? Piss missiles flying around. It can get
It's,
dangerous real fast, man,
boy,
real
you think
fast.
you're in a war zone. You saying that, you remember, and this goes perfect with safety. Me and Field were playing, of course, we play all the time. And me and him were up on the green, and we just hear some yelling. Yeah,
Boy,
just, yeah. And y'all would just have to know me. I chucked my putter up in the air, and I
Cuddy
belly
at the dip.
no,
Yeah,
no. And all I hear is, and a ball just comes flying over my head. And then guys were like, "Hey man, we sorry. If you find it, just keep the ball." I'm like, "Man, you about
thanks,
knocked me
bro.
out." Yeah,
Thanks.
I heard it hit the cedar back in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But every year you hear about that, man. Every year you hear about people
People
getting
getting
hit,
knocked out,
knocked out. You know,
bruised up,
um, it can be dangerous, man.
and
Especially when you take them to the dome.
I witnessed it firsthand. Me and my wife were playing the goat track with a buddy of mine, the same one that helped us crash the golf cart into the ditch. I'm not gonna say his name anyway. Very good guy, very good guy. But anyway,
Good guy.
he was hitting a wedge, and we've all been drinking, and my wife was standing kind of staggered off side to him because she was playing, and he told one and hit it directly right, hit her right in the back. Man, she had a big old bruise, that big. I
Mm,
mean, just rough.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Them things come out
Moral of
flying,
that
dude.
story. Moral of that story: don't trust anybody. You don't need to be in the danger zone.
Exactly. Yeah. Do not be in the danger zone. Get out the way. Um, Next up, pace of play, Cody. Tell me a little bit about pace of play.
Pace of play, man. This is a big one. If you're playing slow, and we don't play relatively fast, but if you're playing slow, it is common courtesy to let the group, if they catch you. So if you're not on the green yet, and they're catching you, you need to let them play through because they're obviously faster, so it can keep the pace up. That way, maybe they're having a real good round, or maybe even you are having a real good round because you slow down. It doesn't hold either one of y'all up. Everybody
Yep.
plays a different pace, and that keeps the course flowing. That way, people are getting finished. You ain't got 10 people behind one person, backing everybody up. That way, everybody gets a chance to play. And this one can, I'll be honest, there are some jacklegs out there, but I ain't gonna let you play through. We
Yep.
we've done it. We've witnessed it several times. And really, you can say something. I encourage you if you say something, just kind of be as polite as you can about it. Some people
Yeah.
take
Just be
offense.
respectful.
Yeah, just be respectful about it. And if they choose not to let you play through, hey man, just skip around them and come back and play that hole or something. You don't want to get into altercation over
Yeah,
just
it's not worth it.
stupid stuff. It's not worth it because most of the time, them people, you have more to lose than that person that's going to sit there and try to start a fight on the golf course. So
Yep.
with that, just say, hey man, we're a little bit faster than you or woman. Do you mind, guys, if we play through? And if they say yeah, and go ahead. Oh, thank you. Hit them straight. Say whatever you want to, and then and if they don't, like I said, just skip it. Don't hit into them. I've been part of where people hit into us. I mean, that's rude.
Yeah. The worst part, dude, is like you're playing a good pace. You're kicking along, especially like with you. If it's just you and me, and let's say we got a threesome, foursome ahead of us, we're clicking along. We've caught up to them for a couple of holes, and then they do the old, "Come on, guys." They give you the old wave up, right, Cody? Come on up here,
Oh Lord.
and then the pressure is on. You
And
know
then
what
they
exactly
touching
happens,
you,
dude?
you
Every time,
top one every
every
time.
time. They're like,
You
yeah, they're
just
like, go ahead, man,
or you
come on up here.
shake one in the woods and they'll be like, oh, you're
Dude,
like,
I don't know.
dang.
There's only been, I don't know, maybe like two or three times where I've actually pured one when somebody's like waved me forward.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure
you
I'm
need
sure
to
I'm sure it's got to be above 90% where they wave me forward and I top
yeah.
it or something, and you can't look back at them. You just gotta
You gotta
start
keep going,
walking,
bud.
just
You
shaking
just
your
pick
head.
you just go out there and pick your ball up and go to the next one. I've done that.
Yeah,
Literally just hit one off in the woods and you don't want to look back, so you just get in your cart and go to the next
just
hole.
just keep going. Just a walk of
Push your
shame, bro.
snowman down for that one.
it was gonna happen. Um, moving on with it, care of the course. Care of the course. Man, I tell you, nothing like is disheartening, especially like on the courses that we play all the time, is when we go and we see somebody who's, you know, and especially if you play behind a dude for a couple of holes and then there's ball marks, there's divots, just not respecting it at all. What do you
No.
think, Cody?
Or like people look, I'm all for golf shoes. I think they make a big difference. But if you got the big old spikes on them, don't be twisting your feet on the green and tearing them up. We had an
Yeah.
instance one time we played behind these very nice ladies,
I
very
remember
nice
that.
ladies.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But she had some football cleats on or something and would drag her feet all around the green. I mean, it was ungodly.
Dude, it literally looked like they were aerating the greens themselves with those freaking spikes they
It was
had on.
fine. I don't know
And
where they got it from.
I play with soft spikes, but I mean, it looked like they were just dancing up there
Tap
on the
dancing
green,
on
man.
there, dude. Just getting it. I don't
Crazy.
know. And I wear the plastic style ones, the
Yeah,
soft spikes, but they don't have the round spikes like you do. I think they don't tear green up as bad, and they give you the same amount of traction. Not to get off topic, but that is something to bring up. Just be careful how you're walking on the greens.
yeah.
And another thing, and some people don't may not know this. If you're putting, and this can go back into like etiquette or rule, it is the polite thing to do is not to walk in the path of which the ball would go to the hole because if you step in there, it can cause an indention and throw the ball off.
Yeah.
So be a
Especially
little,
at times when the greens are real soft and it's been raining a lot. Yeah,
yeah,
you can really alter it a little bit for sure. Yeah, so just be mindful of everybody else who's playing the course too, especially if it's a course that you play all the time and you want everything to be on the up and up. Replace your divots. If it's a type of grass where you can, or place the sand mixture that they have down. And then, of course, always please repair your ball marks on the greens, man. It just takes a few seconds to do it. Look up on YouTube, look up usga.com, and you can find the tools and tips on how to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a big
yeah. The other thing is not some people feel differently about this. I don't really care one way or the other. Maybe because we're in the younger crowd or whatnot. Is loud music. Be mindful of your loud music. You can definitely have
Yeah,
fun out there, play music, have a good time. You and I, Cody, play music all the time. But
we
when you
do.
get around when you get close to another group, let's say Green is backing up to a tee box or something, just be mindful of that, right? You know,
Right.
turn it down, then you can crank it back up later.
I
Um,
think the only time I don't
yeah,
turn it down is if the other group's playing music, and then if they're playing music kind of
yeah,
loud, then I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay, it's okay for
it's
me.
okay.
But if I roll
Yeah,
up and it's two gentlemen playing or two women playing, and they're not playing no music, I'm gonna turn it down because that's just the plot. That's like what we are talking about. A lot of this stuff is just common courtesy.
it
One, they
is.
may not
A
like your
lot of it.
music. Or two, they may not like the sound. So just turn it down for a split second. It's not going to hurt anything. And just kind of wave at them, hey, and then go on about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I always tell Cody, I said, not everybody wants to hear T Swift and P. Diddy play all the time. And of
Ooh,
course, me especially, but he just keeps cranking them out,
I,
just
we
whatever.
listen to classics only, man. We listen to good stuff.
Classic.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
The
Yeah,
classic.
I can't believe you
Um,
gonna put a P Diddy joke out there like that.
hey,
Hey,
man.
did you
Just
know if you
staying
put
over the top.
baby oil on your putter, it will putt straighter?
Well, I don't really want to know how or why you know that, but okay. I'll take your word for it. I'm not doing it. Now, I have heard that you can take a little chapstick and put it on your driver face,
It's
and
the
that
same
helps out. But I don't know about no baby oil, man. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that, bro.
it makes the balls go straighter, bud.
Yeah, it ain't making you straight. It ain't making you any straighter, but it might make the ball go straighter, man. I don't know.
Oh Lord, my cheeks are red. That's hilarious, man. Uh,
Oh me, man.
See what happens
Well,
when you get me
Cody,
off topic. We just on here rambling on and on like I always do.
having a big old
Hey
time.
man.
You, um, I don't really know anything. I know as far as current event stuff, kind of ending the show here. Of course, we talked about last week with Bryson finally hitting that hole in one. I did see where he's supposed to be announcing his final "Can I Break 50" for the season. Has he announced
Yep.
that?
Yeah. So this last episode, if you haven't watched it with Tom Brady, I'm not going to say whether they did or didn't. You just need to go check it out.
So is
That,
it
that
is
was
that the last one with Tom?
yeah, for this season. I think he's going
Oh,
to bring
okay.
it back from my understanding.
Well, didn't
But
him and Romo got to 50, didn't they? I think right
50,
at 50.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, they were 50. I think that Bryson, what Bryson is doing for the YouTube world of it is a good thing. It's good to see both sides from the
yeah.
professional, you know,
Man, I
and
tell
it's
you what,
interesting to watch.
it's fun to watch, and like him or not like him, I saw this thing where him and Tom were taking like these stock drivers. Did you see that?
And he
And
broke the shaft.
Yeah, but Brady was hitting drives like 330. It was
Man,
crazy, dude.
me and my wife talked about this last night. Some people are just athletically gifted. Like
Yeah,
it is what it is. And Tom Brady's one of those people. All these pro athletes could probably play
hand-eye
multiple
coordination.
sports. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's high. They have
yeah, it's
high
crazy.
IQs and they have really high hand-eye coordination, and I think that helps. Anything else current? I can't think. I do know Ricky Fowler. He did keep his card. A lot of people were wondering throughout the season if he didn't finish in the top 10, he wasn't going to be able to keep his card. He'd have to go back to the Corn Ferry Tour, I think, and go back through court and get his card.
You think he'll go to Live or like a DP World Tour or something?
He might. I don't. I'm a Ricky Fowler fan. I don't think he's always played in
I
the
love Ricky Fowler.
Dude, he character wise, man, you can't beat him.
Style, dude.
He,
Got that orange popping on Sundays.
he does, and I think he may. I'm sure they offered him a lot of money. The only person that's went to live that I think didn't enjoy it was Rom.
Yeah, Rom. Yeah.
Yeah, Rom does not like live.
Oh,
I don't care.
that guy. Well, that guy. He's such a competitive guy. You know, and I think doing the Olympics and all, and seeing all that competition again, that high elite competition. Live is I think more of like a big personality, a big lifestyle. We're out here to have fun type thing. Blue collar boys. You know,
Yeah.
with a
I
lot of
enjoy
a lot
adventure.
of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Well,
format's fun.
but they offered him a crap ton of money. I mean, when you offer someone 300 something million guaranteed, how can you? I'm not going to turn that money down.
Where do I sign, sir? I'll do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
I mean, whether you like him, hate him, or not, he chose that decision for the money, and I don't blame him. I mean, 300
Yep.
million, get your money, leave. You ain't never gonna have to work again. Your kids ain't never gonna have to work again. Their kids ain't gonna have to work. It is what it is. And I don't think live is bad for the game of golf. There's just like misunderstanding sometimes
Yeah,
with it.
the two can coincide. I think it was just
I think live is more for the younger generation. I'm gonna be
I
honest
think it
with
was
you. There's music being played and stuff, and it's all a vibe where the PGA is more traditional feeling. We're gonna be quiet. We're
yeah.
saving all the memories and all the glory and everything. It's
It's
just professionally done.
it's definitely two different personalities for sure.
Right. So, and I think it's just wherever. I like both sides. I like watching the PGA. I do like the old format, no music. Where it's just to the roots of golf. But I also like live too. The younger side of me does because it is entertaining. It is
Yeah,
music being played this whole different vibe, and I think I'm like you. I think both are going to be able to be around for a while
I agree,
in
man.
no effect
100%.
either,
I
either
agree.
way.
So, recapping, main points. Um, you know, try to just kind of familiarize yourself with the general rules of the game, um, and then respecting the course, respecting the players, respecting your pace of play. It just overall, Cody. Of course, it just leads to a better experience for everyone.
It
Um,
does.
I think that's the big highlights. And then tell us about what we're going to be hitting on for the next episode.
I'm excited about next episode. This is
Yeah,
one for me that I think is the most relevant thing in my golf game right now, and we're going to go over course management. And
yeah,
basically, what that is how can I manage around the course and hit better shots, more percentage, higher percentage shots? What to do maybe if I hit it in the rough? Do I hit this, 3 wood, or do I hit, what am I hitting for the distance? We're going to go over that, and kind of just how it relates to our game and how it's going to relate to the average golfer.
yeah. How do I navigate that sucker around the course?
Of course.
Do I try to split it between the two trees,
Yeah.
or should I take the more high percentage shot and just punch it back on the fairway and go from there?
Yeah, are you going to hit that glory shot that we all want to hit, like the storyteller buddy? Hey, man, I was 250 out in the right rough with I pulled my three
Yeah.
wood out, man. I put it up on the green. Realistically, we'll get into that, but realistically, that shot doesn't happen a lot. You're normally,
When I hear those stories, I think of Billy Madison and Chris Farley going, no, you didn't. No,
nah,
no, you
yeah, nah, you
didn't.
didn't.
No, it
But,
didn't happen.
but I am real excited about that episode because I do think it's a good way for the average
It's a good thing to
golfer. I
talk
think
about. Yep.
honestly, just shed a couple strokes off your game. In this game
Yep.
that we play, it's all about, hey man, how can I get better? And I honestly believe 95% of your average golfers, why I believe that is because I'm the same way. Sometimes we get worried about other things and we just don't do course management right, and it
Yeah.
can save a lot of strokes on that,
I'm
and
with you, bro.
I think it's a good topic for the next episode. It's like I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah. 100%, man. So, everyone, thanks for listening. This was a real fun episode to cover, a real fun topic. Um, thank you to my co-host Cody. He's the man with the plan over here. And if you would, if you like us, hit that subscribe button. Share it out to whoever and whenever you can, so we can keep bringing this fun and entertaining, and um, you know, hopefully it's a little bit of information that can help you out as well.
yeah,
Cody, you got anything else for him?
yeah. Just we want to. It's all about good vibes over here. That's what we're about, having a good time. A
Yeah,
little serious, not too serious. It's a good vibe. I do want to let people know we are in the works. Hopefully, here in the next month or so, to get some footage of us actually playing out on the course. It's a
yeah,
little
boy.
harder now. It's cold. It's cold.
It is
Uh,
cold. We may have to grin and bear it and just get out there and swing some clubs.
Swing some clothes, but we definitely want to get some footage of us playing because I'm sure some of y'all are dying to see how god awful we are, or maybe we might impress you how good we are. You just have to tune in to see. But what that is, all in the works. And once again, I know we said in the beginning, but Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all those, man. Anywhere you get your pod, please comment, like, share. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. I know this sounds monotonous, but it's the only way we know if we're giving you good content you like. If you like it or not, you
Yeah,
got to comment and stuff. And we like hearing from you. If you got a story, funny story, anything you want us to know, you got funny videos of you out on the golf course, please send them. Send them to us. I think you can get us anywhere. I think our email attached where they can send it
if
via email.
if not, what we'll do, we'll just put it underneath in the comment sections on our on whichever platform it's on. That way, if you need to get in touch with us, you can. Of course, you can always just direct message just on either one of those platforms as well, to get
Right.
to us. Um, but guys, yeah, thank you so much for coming, and thank you uh, for all your support. We'll try to keep it light, keep it funny for you guys, and we will see y'all next week.
Pieces.
Peace, peace, guys.